Okay, so I wanted to record a video kind of detailing the methods I use to color my pictures. Um, so basically, what I did here is to set up my color palette, I downloaded an old DC color guide that I got from Google, created a new palette in Procreate, and then color picked off the DC color guide and just dropped them into my palette. Next, what I like to do is I like to add like a kind of paper texture, so the art looks a little bit more, actual like traditional, and has a little bit of texture to it. So I just go to Google and pick a paper texture. You can really use whatever you want. You can scan your own in. This was just an easy way to do it real quick. And then usually what I do with that paper texture is I put it on the top layer, change it to linear burn, and as you see I can add more layers to increase that effect on top of each other. Next here I am just speeding through the picture that we're going to color. I did this the other day, and I think the actual drawing time was maybe like an hour, hour and a half. And this video isn't so much about me drawing and more about me coloring, so I'm just going through this at about 20 times the speed of normal. I wish I drew this fast. So again, this is just finishing up here. I draw pretty loose, as you can see. I make a lot of different changes and corrections and stuff. So now we're jumping into the actual coloring part. I sped this up about 2 times. I think the total color time was about 20 minutes. So what I did is I first started out by creating a layer underneath the line art. And this is going to be my flat layer, where I'm going to do all my flat coloring. And it's basically called flatting, because what you do is you mass in areas of color, and the reason why colorists will do that is because it makes it easier to pick and change colors instead of having to do what I'm doing, which is you can use the magic wand tool, select big areas of colors, and make adjustments in that quicker by doing the flatting. So this is usually the most time consuming part of it, is just cutting around all the different shapes and elements of the drawing. And once all that's done, things go a lot quicker. But anyway, again, like I said, this is sped up a little bit just to kind of save time, and that way you're not watching me do everything like super slow and boring. Because sometimes I'm like tracing around like the ripped pants in it, and it's like 2 minutes, and I don't know if that would be very interesting to watch. But anyway, so like I said, I got my green, and all these colors that I use are the ones that I got from the DC color palette. And my thought process is, and I got this from Jonathan Rector, who's an awesome artist on YouTube. I learned a lot of stuff from his channel, and the colors kind of go together. So the work has already been done for me. So all I'm doing is really just using that as a jumping off point. Now, I'll pretty much stay with that palette the whole time. I won't necessarily make a bunch of different colors or changes or whatever. I just find it's easier like to kind of work under, I guess, I don't know if I would say it a constraint, but I'm limiting my choices, and by limiting my choices, it's making the choice easier for me to make. You know, if I have 3 colors to choose from, you know, it makes it easier to choose from those 3 colors than having to choose from 250 colors. So, and all these colors pretty much work together the way I want them to. And I mean, like, if I have to make an adjustment here or there, or, you know, I want whatever colors that I do have on the palette aren't working exactly right, I mean, I'm not, like, it's not a hard rule. I can change stuff. Like, just right now, I needed a darker shade of green. So I started off with the actual green skin color, and I just dropped the saturation on it, and that's how I got his hair color. So just right now, I pretty much got the flats done, and I switched on my paper texture layers. I put 2 for these drawings that I've done recently. I just like the way it looks. It makes it look like an old, like, comic page to me, and that's kind of the feel that I try to go with for my art. Is that kind of like traditional, like old school? You know, you got a comic book out of the dollar bin at like at your comic shop or whatever, and you're just looking at it, and it just feels like, you know, something familiar. So now I think what I did, okay, yeah, now what I did here is I created a new layer on top, and I changed the layer mode to soft light. And this is what I'll use to paint all my light and shadow onto the piece here. So as you can see, I just kind of pick a direction of where I believe the light's coming from. In this picture, it's the upper left-hand corner, you know, shining down on him. So I just try to think about, like, you know, where the light is and what's in, you know, front of the light and what's being blocked by the light, and that's kind of where I lay in my shadows. And since I'm on the soft light layer, all I have to do is change my color that I'm painting with to black. And what it does is it kind of just adjusts the layer underneath, or makes the layer underneath look like a different shade of whatever color it is. So like the purple gets a little bit darker and the green gets a little bit darker, and it's really just a fast way for me to do it. I used to go in and, like, try to pick out, you know, different shades of you know, for shadow colors and everything, and it just was real time consuming, and I pretty much try to do whatever I can to make things go fast. So now I'm doing, like, highlights and things. So what I did on the same soft light layer, I go to white, and once I select the white, now when I paint over, it does the opposite of the black. So it creates you know, a lighter shade on top of that flat color layer. And it's just, you know, again, those, and I don't usually go much further than that. This is like a cell shaded method that I use here. So you know, it's really by having that like highlight, that flat color, and that shadow color here, it just kind of sets, like, you know, a foreground, midground, background kind of feel to the piece. It gives it some dimensionality, basically. And now I could just leave it flat or just do the shadow, and sometimes I do just do a shadow, and I won't do the highlight. But, you know, it all depends. You know, as you start working more with color, and this is what I found, is you start to see what you like, and it's all, a lot of it's trial and error, you know, basically. So, and I think I'm just about done here. So if you have any questions, or if you like what you've seen, please leave a comment. You know, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this where I kind of explain my process, you know, just let me know. I'm more than happy to try to answer whatever questions I can. I mean, I'm not perfect, but there's something I can answer, I'm more than happy to do it. So, thanks.